Good afternoon, folks. We are here for Game 2 of the Super Regionals. Of course, Solano won Game 1. The winner of this game between Sierra and Santa Rosa College will play Solano tomorrow at noon. Of course, partner, two Big 8 teams. Sierra won the Big 8. Santa Rosa took down third place. Of course, I am Zach Pop doing the color commentating. Let me hand it over to play-by-play man himself, Stash Samoyeda. How's it going, brother?
It's going great, Zach. A beautiful afternoon here in Fairfield, California at the softball field of Solano, where it's a grudge match between two Big 8 foes, as you touched on, between the Sierra College and the Santa Rosa Bear Cubs. Sierra swept the season series over Santa Rosa 3-0 on accrediting of their pitching. They are second in California with shutouts, with 15 shutouts on this year. So the key to success for Santa Rosa today is get on the pitch and get on the board early. Put some runs on the board and put the pressure on the Sierra team.
And, of course, Sierra, 37-4 overall record this season, 20-1 in the Big 8. The Big 8, probably the toughest conference in all of Northern California. Of course, they had 4 of the 16 teams in the playoffs this season, and probably the two best teams in the Big 8, despite Santa Rosa finishing third, battling it out here in Game 2 of the Super Regionals.
So going through the starting lineup for the Santa Rosa Bear Clubs, leading off is Chris Pardowski, followed by Sammy Barte, Chantel Cessna, Megan Winters, Courtney Morton, Allie Cordes, Megan Stroud, Taylor Spalding, the DP, and Rebecca Steiner rounding off the lineup here. And so leading off is Chris Pardowski, facing Kaylin Peque. And Kaylin had a pretty impressive season for herself.
And, of course, making her 15th start of the year.
First pitch is in there for a strike.
18-1 record this year for Peque.
First pitch, 431.
Book it. 1.17 earned run average, making her 15th start on the season.
Well, this one's hit to the second baseman. She picks it up, throws it over to first for out number 1.
So a nice play right there. Mata, the second baseman, throwing over to Gabby Gonzalez, the first baseman. And, of course, Carly Evans doing the catching. Caitlin Garcia over at third, Chelsea Rivera at short, and Mata and Gonzalez on the right side. Alexis Johnson, Ashley Stidman, and Casey Trezona from left to right in the outfield.
So Sammy Barte getting her first look in this ballgame. First pitch is in there high for ball 1. So you hear a lot of chatter early on. Both these teams, high-energy teams you saw in pregame warm-ups. They're pumping each other up. This is going to be a high, exciting ballgame. Pitches in there for a strike called. Count goes 1-1.
And Sammy Barty, shortstop for Santa Rosa, batting .361 on the year. 2 long balls, 29 RBIs for the tall and lean shortstop.
Ooh, good pitch on the inside corner. It called for a strike. That had a lot of spin on it and just held. Barty maybe thought it was going to dive down, but it just held still. Now she's showing bunt, maybe trying to throw off the pitcher here. Pitch comes in, and this one's fisted foul.
And probably the two best pitchers in all of Northern California here today. We got to see Shannon Mestis get the win in the first game, and then Kaylin Peque. I mean, this girl is a straight savage, man. I mean, 18-1 on the year, making her 24th appearance, 1.17 earned run average.
Wow.
135 strikeouts to only 19 walks.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Barty's down on strikes for the second out of the inning, and it brings up the big hitter, Chantel Cessna.
Center fielder, Chantel Cessna.
361 average this year, 7 long balls, 29 RBIs.
You know Chantel Cessna, a local product here from Fairfield. She did her softball playing days at Rodriguez High School. That pitch is high and away for ball 1.
Same place where you attended,
yeah.
Along with Jason Verrett, first-round selection.
Along with Stevie Johnson, the newest member of the San Francisco 49ers.
I know you're happy about that, partner.
I'm ecstatic about that. Ooh, good curveball in there for a strike. Count goes 1-1.
And it's tough for the Santa Rosa hitters. I mean, you want to be patient, but yet at the same time, the opposing pitcher only 19 walks issued on the year, so maybe see aggressiveness out early for Santa Rosa.
And this one's popped up, and there has a play on it. There you don't see it, and it goes back, and count now goes to 1-2.
And the catcher, Carly Evans, really never got to read where that ball exactly was. I think she thought that one was going to go well over the fence. So you want to get off to an early start, as we saw Solano score 8 in the third and really coasted after that.
And the pitch, and Checking it down to first. Yes, she did. Strike 3 is called, so 3 up, 3 down. Good start for Sierra, heading to the bottom of the first. So bottom of the first here. First chance for Sierra to get their hacks in, and leading off will be Ashley Stidman, followed by Casey Tarazona, and followed by Tayana Mata. So that's the 1, 2, 3 hitters for the Sierra lineup.
And Dana Thompson out on the hill for Santa Rosa, making her 16th start on the year, 15-3 record.
And she's wearing the face mask out there, kind of intimidating to the hitters. She may have had an injury in her prior playing days.
She doesn't want to get a roll as Chapman.
Yeah. And she tries to lay down a bunt, and it's foul. Count goes to 1-0.
And the same as opposing pitcher. I mean, good strikeout to walk ratio, 82 strikeouts to only 17 walks in 96 1/3, 2.25 ERA. So we might have a pitcher's duel here this afternoon in Game 2.
It might be the first team that scores wins the ball game. So we're going to have to see how this game plays out. It's still only the bottom of the first here. And the pitch, ooh, high for a ball. A little bit of chin music there,
A little
Zach.
bit.
So the count is 1-1 to Stidman. Stidman's batting even 400 on the year with 19 RBIs and 1 dinger. Ooh, this one shot right into her own dugout. But nobody's hurt. Ball comes back in.
Still a ton of smiles over there in the Sierra dugout. And, of course, Sierra, the home team here, the 3rd seed in the Northern California playoffs. And a lot of people think it's Sierra and Solano obviously going to meet up.
And the pitch, high and outside for ball 2. So the count goes 2-2 to Stidman. Thompson just trying to find her groove on the mound now. Trying to develop a rhythm. She gets a sign. She comes set. A windup. And the pitch. And this one's fouled back to the backstop, so the count stays at 2-2.
And, of course, this Santa Rosa Bear Cup squad led by Phil Wright. And you look at the other side, I mean, Sierra's head coach, Darcy Brownell, arguably the best coach in all of Northern California. She's led this team all the way to the state title game one time, lost in 2009 to Mount Sac in the championship.
And that pitch is outside for ball 3. So the count goes full. So good at bat for Stidman. Now she was once down 1-2. Now she works the count full. So even though it is NorCal playoffs, or super regionals, I should say, these two teams know each other very well. I think it's more of a rivalry game than anything, Zach. And that pitch is lofted into left field. Rebecca Snyder's under it. She can't get a glove on it. So Stidman's going all the way around to second. And she finds herself with a leadoff double.
And a great job right there, Stidman. I mean, got out of the box quick and able to stretch that to 2. And a play, maybe you should see the left fielder make right there, but a tough play right there for Alexis Johnson.
It is windy here, so the ball does tend to move and it gets 20, 30 feet in the air.
And we saw in the first game, there were a couple of balls, tough plays to make. We saw Taglieri, the shortstop, not come up on one.
You see first base umpire Jerry Richard, having a word with the pitcher.
She doesn't have any pine tar in the neck now, does she?
So home plate umpire today is Lisa Allred Talamontes. And Jerry Richard down on first base. And on third base, Alex Alexander. So good officiating crew here for the Super Regionals.
And Jerry Richard was on the third base side in Game 1.
So Casey Tarazona up at the plate now with a runner on second. No outs here in the bottom of the first. She squares around a bunt. She pops it straight back to the backstop. And it's going to be a foul ball. Count goes 0-1.
And Tarazona batting .374. Finishing off the regular season. 3 homers, 21 RBIs.
This wind's picking up even harder now. It's howling out here at the softball field of Solano.
I'm surprised I'm only 2 sneezes deep so far.
And now you say that. The ZPC.
Book it.
And that's high and outside for ball 1. So the count goes to 1-1 to Tarazona.
And important for Sierra to get some runs early here and really make the job easier for Kaylin Pacquiao, one of the best pitchers in all of Northern California. And, if you get her a couple runs early, you can just ride that out the rest of the game.
Foul. Back count goes to 1-2. Just missed that pitch, Zach.
Yeah, just got under it a little bit and fouled it straight back. So important for Dana Thompson really to not allow things to open up here in the bottom of the first.
And that pitch is high for ball 2. Count goes to 2-2. It's a good plate discipline by Casey Trezona, laying off a couple tough pitches.
And Tayana Mata's .468 average and 46 RBIs, along with 15 home runs waiting on deck.
Yeah, she's third in all of California for home runs hit. Pitch, and this was lifted into right center field. Doesn't have enough, and one hops the wall. And Trezona is on her horse. She's grounded in second. She can stay on second base, and Stidman comes around to score, so Sierra jumps out to a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
And back-to-back doubles for Sierra College, and Stidman really hustled to get hers, and Trezona able to coast into second base there to put the first run on board. And they're really hitting the ball well here to start off against Dana Thompson. And now you got to deal with Tayana Mata and her 15 dingers.
Not only 15 dingers, she has 24 stolen bases, a .468 average, a .528 on-base percentage, one of the most lethal players in the Big 8 Conference.
And she's making a case for being the best player here. I mean, Elena Benapayo for Solano will tell you different. I mean, she was absolute beast at all through pretty much the whole stat line, but I mean, Mata makes a case.
Yeah, in the game 1, Benapayo came in with a big three RBI double to clear the bases and really
got Solano on board to start things off, and they rode that momentum the rest of the way.
And the pitch. And that pitch is in there for a strike call. Count goes to 1-1.
And very important for Dana Thompson here to keep her cool, maybe get through this inning only allowing 2 runs at most.
There's still a lot of ball game to play. You don't want to see him put a crooked number on the board. You want to hold him at this 1 run. Ooh. And that pitch is in there for a strike. Late call. That was dirty.
I know. At first I thought, wait, where did that miss?
That was a good sinker pitch. Thing started up, came right back down. Kind of like a roller coaster, Zach.
It's filthy. Straight filthy. Just put your hands up and don't swing.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Big strikeout right there for Thompson, getting Tayana Mata.
Their best hitter for this Sierra Ball Club. And now it brings up the catcher, Carly Evans. Carly Evans batted at .361 on the year with 32 RBIs and 2 home runs. So she had some home run power here.
And that was the 11th time that Mata struck out, 125 at-bats now.
The first pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes 0-1, right down the heart of the plate.
And of course, softball, got your little cheers going.
I hear a little, I want Carly.
Get it.
Oh, she rips this one right over the head of Megan Winters. So Evans is going to hold up at first, and Trezona comes around the score, so an RBI single for Evans.
Hey, man, they are just squaring up the ball, and just that sound of the bat just so crisp, and found a home for it down there in a kind of right center. So just like that, 2-0 here for Sierra. And, I mean, it helps when you do have a book on your opponent. I mean, same conference. They played 3 times this year, so they know exactly what Dana Thompson brings to the table. And they're definitely swinging the bats like they've seen her before.
And so now we're going to have the coach come out here and talk to his pitcher. So while we got a little break in the action, let's do a little station identification.
You're good at that, baby.
You're tuned in to the Solano College Sports Network, where we're here at the softball field of Solano for the Northern California Super Regionals, where we saw Solano win the first game, and they're heading on to in the winner's bracket as it's a double elimination tournament here in the Super Regionals.
And that game called after 6. Solano up by 8 runs. They won that one 11-3
over the Fresno City College. And Solano only lost 2 games on the year, and one of them was to the Fresno City College, and so a little bit of payback for Solano there.
And also too for Shannon Mestis, that was her only loss on the season, was 22-1 coming into today, now 23-1, 2-0 in the postseason. And the first ever win for Solano in the Super Regionals.
Yeah, that's huge, you know. And Caitlin Garcia, the third baseman, digging into the batter's box now, looking to keep this rally alive for the Sierra Ball Club. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
And Garcia finished the year batting .302. A little bit of pop, 3 bombs, 31 RBIs. Also had 7 doubles. .453 slugging percentage.
And that pitch is just a bit outside. Count goes to 1-1. You know, it's nice. Super Regionals here. We've got a packed house. Look at the fans. We have some guys tailgating out in the parking lot. The trucks are out.
I've seen some cups full of beverages that I wish I had my hands on.
Oh, and this one's lifted up right into the stands. And he couldn't get it.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
That reminds me of the old Giants ball boys they have on the side of the field. I mean, they never make any plays. Never.
So the count is 1-2 to Garcia. Thompson has it on the hook. Oh, this one's hot shot right up the middle for a single. And they're going to hold up Evans at second, so runners on first and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the first.
And this is not a good sign for Phil Wright and his Bear Cub squad because Sierra is really squaring up the ball, and they're seeing the ball well at the dish. I mean, every hit has not been a little, squeeze or a little drop. I mean, these are just smoking right at the barrel of the bat.
Not even small ball. They're just, hey, they're here to swing.
We don't come to bunt.
So Gabby Gonzalez digging in the batter's box now, getting her first at-bat of the day. First pitch, high for ball 1.
And Gonzalez finished the year batting .363. Second on the team with 7 home runs. Also had 25 RBIs. But probably the most important stat, only 2 strikeouts in 113 at-bats on the year.
Wow, that is very impressive. And this one's fouled back. Count goes to 1-1.
And Sierra, I mean, they are just seeing the ball well. I mean, if they do miss, they're getting a nice cut and just barely missing. That was a nice cut right there by Gonzalez, but hit it straight back.
So Gabby, 1 out here in the bottom of the first, trying to help her team out, put some more runs on the board as already 2 have come around to score. Swing and a miss, strike 2. High and tight. It looks so juicy, hard to get around on. And
couldn't have said that any better. I mean, the eyes open up. You see that pitch tailing high and tight. You think you're just going to hit it over the fence, but usually about a 75% chance you're going to swing right through it.
We see that happen a lot with Yasiel Puig of the Los Angeles
Hey.
Dodgers.
All right, Josh Reddick. Even though he is playing a lot better here the last month.
That pitch just a hair high. Count goes at 2-2.
I just want to see another ball hit to center. I want to see our boy DJ there, center fielder camera.
Hop off his camera and start running away.
That was classic. Big pitch right here. A strikeout would be huge.
Dirty ball. Nothing going. Count goes full.
And this is definitely a big-time battle right here. I mean, I know it's still early. We're the bottom of the first, but if Sierra can, like you said earlier, put a cricket number on the board, I mean, they could maybe coast this one here in Game 2 of the Super Regionals.
And she fouls this one down the right field line. It's going to stay in play. Nobody can get to it as it was lasered off the right field fence. You know, Santa Rosa really has to be playing for the double play here to get out of this inning. Ground ball, get out of the inning with only 2 runs. I said that's an accomplishment.
And you see the faces right there of the Santa Rosa dugout, and they look like they're down 2-0, and this could be a big inning there. Not a lot of smiles, kind of nervous looks there. And a lot of chirping going on in the Sierra dugout.
Oh, this one's poked, ripped into left field, and that baby is gone.
Just tag that one. See you later, left field fence.
Gabby Gonzalez with a 3-run home run here in the bottom of the first inning. Puts Sierra up 5-0.
You know it's never good when your outfielder just turns around, doesn't move a beat, and just watches that one fly, as Rebecca Steiner, the left fielder, did.
She got all that one, Zach.
And on the year for Gonzalez, 7 long balls, now make it 8.
Left fielder, Alexis Johnson.
So now Alexis Johnson coming up to the plate as there's only one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Sierra is rolling. The only out came off of Tayana Mata, the best hitter for
468 average, 46 ribbies, 15 RBIs, leading the team in all 3 categories. That's the game of softball. That's the thing I love about baseball and softball. The hardest sports to predict.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
The hotter team always wins. And here comes a pitch. First pitch, hair low, count goes 1-0.
Alexis Johnson on the year. 308 average. A lot of pop in this lineup. 5 homers, one of 4 players with more than 5 homers on the year.
And this one's poked in the center field. It's going to get down for a single. So the rally continues for the Sierra team in the bottom of the first.
7 batters, 6 hits,
Pitcher, Kaylin McQuay.
2 extra base hits.
5 runs across.
And it's
That's
not
3
like,
extra base hits with the home run.
and I mean, they're not even trying to draw walks or
No.
play small ball. They are coming to rake.
They're looking for their pitch to hit, and they're getting the pitch to hit. Now comes up to the plate. Kaylin Pacquiao, the pitcher for the Sierra team. She's only faced 3 batters so far. This is the bottom of the first inning.
And her, along with Tayana Mata, the only 2 members of all-state team from Sierra College. And, of course, McLeod did it because of pitching, but no slouch at the dish, 362, 1 homer, 11 ribbies.
First pitch, swung and fouled back.
That got Chelsea. That got Chelsea.
So the count goes to 1-0.
Our girl Chelsea Williams, a little bit of flinch right there, so she now joins the flinch party. We got on it last week. We're good today, though, so far.
And that pitch is outside. Count goes to 1-1.
And tough if you're Santa Rosa here. I mean, it's hard to stay in a game here when you already have given up 5 runs here with only 1 down, and it's the first inning.
And this one's lifted into right center field. Nobody's going to get to it. So everybody is safe, and Pacquiao has herself a single. A bloop single, I should say.
Now batting, the DH,
7th hit
Tinoco.
of the inning. Now the designated player coming up to the dish, Alex Trinico. And on the year, 388 average, 6 homers and 26 RBIs. Not bad when your number 9 hitter has 6 bombs. 3rd on the team.
This Sierra team can really swing the bat, and they're proving it here in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch, fouled back. Count goes to 1-0, and they're aggressive. They're hopping on the first pitch. They know Dana Thompson's struggling a little bit up there, and she just wants to get the first strike over, so might as well swing at the nice, juicy fastball on the first pitch.
And they have been squaring up the ball, I mean, all afternoon so far here in the bottom of the first.
And you can see there the second baseman, Megan Winters, really fighting the sun as the sun's beginning to set. And this one's roped right up the middle. And 1 run's going to come around to score. And maybe 2. Nope. So a 1-out RBI single for Alex Tinoco. And she finds herself over on second base. Alexis Johnson came around to score, and Kaylin Pacquiao over to third base.
8 of 9 batters have reached through the first time. 2 doubles, 1 homer, 5 singles.
So that is ends the day for Dana Thompson. Only pitched a 1/3 of the inning, gave up 6 runs, and still on the hook for 2 more. But now they're bringing in number 14, Haley Chase.
And coming into today's game, obviously you're going to send your best pitcher out on the hill. Dana Thompson, only a 2.25 ERA. Sierra College able to jump on her and get her out of the game. Only 1 out recorded.
And you know what's more impressive than that for this Sierra team? No walks, all hits.
They are coming up ready to swing. And as you mentioned, Haley Chase coming in to pitch, the sophomore. making her 13th appearance on the year, 1-1 record and 29 1/3, 4.06 earned run average, 21 Ks, 13 walks, allowed 17 earned runs in just over 29 innings. So a tough jam to come in. And right out the bat, partner, our scorecard looking very ugly here. Already batted through the order once. And Ashley Stidman smoked a double. She'll be coming up with runners on second and third. So this game's much more than just winning game 2. Sierra's coming into Solano's field and saying, hey, we're ready.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
You know, if the score still stands the way it does, I mean, still a lot of ball game left. Who knows what could happen, but the way the Sierra team's swinging the bat, the way the Solano's swinging the bat, that would be one heck of a game tomorrow.
And they met up once this year back on February 18th. Solano won that one 4-3.
That's surprising, too. Very well hitting teams. Only scoring 7 runs total. First pitch, woohoo, in there for a strike, strike 1. So Ashley Stidman led off this inning with a double, came around to score. So she gets her second at-bat in this inning. That pitch is high for ball 1. Count goes at 1-1.
And, of course, Sierra came into the postseason with a lot of success against teams that made the playoffs in Northern California. 14-4 record against those teams. Santa Rosa, on the other hand, only team out of the 4 that were under 500 with a 7-8 mark. And Sierra has ownage this year on Santa Rosa, 3-0.
And that pitch is in there for a strike call. Count goes 1-2. Yeah, I really think Sierra just has her number. This is their, like you said, 4th time meeting this season. Sierra swept it 3-0.
Just imagine this. It's like Sierra's Felix Hernandez and Santa Rosa's the Oakland Athletics.
Oh, low blow.
That's for Puig.
That pitch is high. Count goes 2-2.
So, I mean, already a crooked number on the board, but it can get a lot worse quick. I mean, back to the top of the order. 6 runs already in, only 1 down.
Runners on second and third are still threatening. High for ball 3. You know, I got to give credit to Alexis Johnson, the 7-hitter. She came in after the Gabby Gonzalez home run, kept this rally going by getting a single, followed by another single, followed by another single, and that's where we're at right now. That pitch just a bit high for ball 4.
And nothing going Santa Rosa's way. That was a very close 3-2 pitch. That call could have gone either way, and it went Sierra's way, so base is chucked.
But you know, home plate umpire Elisa Allred Talamantes has established her strike zone. It's been very consistent in this early part of the game. Calling it both ways. That pitch is in there for a strike call. Count goes 0-1.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with the umpiring crews here in the Super Regionals and also last week. I mean, we haven't really had to call their names at all. That's how you know you're doing your job as a Blue.
And that pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes at 0-2 to Casey Trezona. She had an RBI double in her first at-bat and later came around to score. So this could be a huge out for Haley Chase and her Santa Rosa Bear Clubs. That pitch is high. Count goes with 1-2.
And first time around, Trezona squared up one against Dana Thompson, now getting a look at Haley Chase.
And this one's ripped into left field. Rebecca Steiner's under it. Run play coming home. No throw to the plate. And Caitlin Patcu, the pitcher, came around to score. So now the Sierra leads 7-0.
Second baseman, Tayana Mata.
Second RBI of the inning for Casey Trezona. And you knew Tayana Mata wanted to come up again this inning. She's like, I was the only out through the first 10 batters. I'm an all-state player. I want to come up here. Ladies on the base pass. RBI situation, 2 down.
Has a little bit of an unorthodox batting stance. And that pitch is low for ball 1 as when she's watching the pitcher get into her windup, she has her hands really down low towards her chest, spinning the bat a little bit with her fingers. I can't, off the top of my head, I recognize the batting stance. I can't put the name to it for a famous MLB player. Oh, and this one is ripped into left center field. And you can kiss that baby goodbye.
Those are the best bombs. I mean, just right when you hear that sound, you knew it was going over the scoreboard.
So like you said, Mata was a little upset her first at bat, comes in with a 3-run home run. And Sierra now leads 10-0 in the bottom of the first.
All I got is one word, wow. I mean, that was just smoked. I'm very impressed, though. DJ stayed on the camera in center, even though it was nowhere close to him. But, man, Mata.
Wow. No doubt about it.
For a sec there, I thought she was going to go Giancarlo Stanton and break the scoreboard.
You mean Mike Stanton?
Right. Giancarlo.
So Carly Evans comes up for a second time this inning with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. She singled in her first at-bat and came around to score. Had herself an RBI single. And that pitch is low. Count goes to 1-0.
And the scoreboard's lucky. That one missed by a couple of feet.
I think it would have skied it. It was high.
A 10 spot in the first. Talk about a great start to the Super Regionals. And, of course, the Mercer rule applies after 5, right?
Yes. So still a lot of ball game left here. And, you know, I'm looking in the stands here. I see a lot of the Solano softball team here scouting the Sierra team. And
you get a look right there, Terry Pearson Bloom.
And this one's fouled back. The count goes to 2-1.
So at least, I mean, if you're Solano, it's good that a team jumps out with a 10-run spot in the first, because now you can get to work, start preparing. I know Terry Pearson Bloom probably's got a game plan on both teams coming in.
I'm sorry, the count is 1-2.
That scoreboard could be off a lot of times. It got me a couple of times in the first game.
That pitch is high. Now the count goes to 2-2. So
book it.
So what a big inning for the Sierra team.
Get a look right there, the party going on in Truck City.
Look at that. They got some chips. They got some chairs in the back and hot dogs. Yeah, we need to be out there.
Of course, one of the Falcon softball members there. My eyes aren't good. Couldn't see.
Ring him up. Strike 3, and Santa Rosa finally gets out of the inning. Sierra scores 10, and we're heading to the top of the second.
Hi, I'm Neil Glines, the Dean of the School of Liberal Arts, and I want to thank you for watching Solano College Sports Network.
And we are back here top of the second. Man, that bottom of the first sure took a while, partner. 10-run frame.
Megan Winners.
Couple dingers, and Sierra really showing off their skills at the plate. But now Santa Rosa has an uphill battle as Megan Winners steps into the plate. And Kaylin Pacquiao is really dealing here. And swing and a miss, strike 1.
And coming into the inning here, it's like, I got a 10-run lead, baby. I can just kind of coast and just throw strikes. I mean, let your defense play.
And this one's grounded off her foot. Pac couldn't get it. Throws it over to first, and they got her. What a play by Tayana Mata to get that one off the foot of Pacquiao to throw it over to Gabby Gonzalez to get the out.
Also, I mean, great job, great stretch. Gonzalez there able to stretch out and just barely beat the speedy Megan Winners. So yeah. Sierra had 9 hits in the first, and Sierra coasted 10-0 lead and 4 in a row retired.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. Courtney Morton now at the plate, finds herself in a hole 0-1. Batted at .289 in the year with 6 doubles and 14 RBIs.
I didn't have to look down there. We got it on the screen,
yeah,
baby.
I plugged those in yesterday.
All right, all
A
right.
little bit of a changeup, lofted into center field. Ashley Stidman going back. One hops the wall. And Morton's in there for a stand-up double.
And if you're Santa Rosa, you just need to start picking away, getting a couple runs here, maybe a 3 or 4 run inning. I mean, even if you don't win this game, important to get the bats going leading into tomorrow.
Yeah, you want to build some confidence at this point. As you're down, you could easily crawl into a hole and just, give this game away. But you see a good shot of the Santa Rosa dugout there. They're still up. Hey, we're still in this game. Anything can happen. A lot of ball game left. As Ali Cordes is up at the plate, squares around the bunt, pulls back. And that first pitch is in there for a strike.
There's no clock in baseball or softball. Anything can happen. I mean, you see a lot of times in basketball and football, teams make a late run, but that clock, biggest enemy. Not the case here in softball.
You got to give the other team a chance. It's the only sport where you have to make the last out in order to win the game. Or you can win on a walk-off, of course, but you got to give the other team a chance.
And you being an A's fan, you see a lot of walk-offs, so I know you're getting that
I love me some pies. Love me some pies. Swing! You're going to miss strike 2. So the count 1-2 to Cordes.
318 average this year, 1 dinger, 17 RBIs. And here you just got to find ways to get on base.
Oh, this one's poked into center field. Nobody's going to get to it. And they're waving around to score. Oh, they hold up. Tried to backpick. Overthrown. And Cordes is going to go to second base. So a little single for Cordes. Finds herself on second as Courtney Morton went to third. She had a big turn around third base. She could have scored easily.
She would have scored for sure. I mean, the cutoff throw juggled a little bit.
But you can't risk it because you are down 10 runs. Every run in this game right now matters, and you don't want to run yourself into an out as you're picking up a rally here with Megan Stroud, the catcher, coming to the plate.
Yeah, the one thing you can't do right now, you can't have any times where you're just killing momentum.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. You got to play smart. You can't run yourself out of an inning. You can't run yourself out of a rally at that.
And, of course, Stroud, the catcher, in the box, 283. 21 RBIs, 2 homers.
This one's roped in the 5.5 hole. 1 run's going to come in to score. So Santa Rosa finds himself on the scoreboard with a Megan Stroud RBI single.
Yeah, big inning right here for Santa Rosa. Just you got to stay with it. It's hard, man. It's hard to stay confident after giving up 10 runs in an inning, but they're coming back here in the top half of the second. 3 hits, only 1 out.
So there's going to be a little bit of a mound meeting here as Taylor Spalding, the DP's coming to the plate. And while we got a little break in the action, you're tuned in to the Solano College Sports Network, your home for Solano Sports and the Northern California Super Regionals. You can check us out on YouTube. You can check us out on Facebook.
And the California Community College Athletic Association page. Also, a big shout out to them for putting our stuff on their homepage.
I was checking out their page today. That's where we get all our stats here. So we got to thank them for making our job easier.
They're the community college version of Max Preps.
Yeah. And we know you know about Max Preps as being an employee over there.
Loving it, and able to do a little NFL draft coverage. We got Dayon Buchanan, a little shout out, former Vanden star, of course, taken in the first round. One of 3 Sac Joaquin section players in the first round.
Yeah, not only Jason Verrett.
Went to school with him, right?
Yeah, I went to high school with him. He's a good football player, good guy. High for ball 1. That guy, like they said, he's a little small, but he's feisty.
Oh, yeah, he definitely is. And, the positions I look at, to talk a lot, corner and wide receiver, and Jason Verrett, very tough guy, likes to chatter, very good corner.
Richard Sherman-esque, doesn't have the size, and this one's fouled back. Count goes 1-1.
And, of course, Brandon Cook's the other dude from the Sac Joaquin section out of Lincoln Stockton.
Jason Verrett actually went to Santa Rosa Junior College.
Yep.
So I know he's pulling for his Bearcats here, even though he's still probably celebrating his 25th overall pick. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
And he's happy he gets to come back to California.
Yeah.
Get to play with the San Diego Chargers.
And probably want some of the nicest weather you're going to see in the NFL, as in San Diego. Always beautiful. Not too many cloudy days down there. And the pitch just a bit outside. Count goes 2-2. So a lot of Fairfield, a lot of Solano guys, Solano County guys going to the NFL. Desmond Bishop plays, James Michael Johnson. Jared Bush. James Michael Johnson, a part of the Kansas City Chief organization. And this one's poked, floated into the hands of Caitlin Garcia for out number 2. And it's going to bring up Rebecca Steiner, the left fielder.
And it's crazy to think there are 3 players from the Sac Joaquin section taken in the first round. Only 4 guys over the last 20 years before that were taken in the first round. Of course, Dante Stallworth, one of those guys from Grant.
First pitch is in there for a strike called. Count goes 0-1. So this is a vital time for this Bearcats team as they have a runner on third base, runner on first base, but they really need to get this run in and cut this lead down just a little bit. Ooh, high and tight, ball one.
And, of course, the Bear Cubs, I mean, third place in the Big 8, best conference in all Northern California softball.
And for baseball.
Yeah. They're the SEC.
Swing and a miss, strike two. Folder as that, I think that was a rise ball because that thing just kept going up.
I can tell you one thing. Steiner was nowhere close to that one. Just a nasty pitch.
So she finds herself in a hole 1 and 2. 2 outs, runners on the corners, and the payoff pitch. She ropes this one in the 5.5 hole, and a run will come around the score. So now the score is 10-2.
And they're really finding a hole right there between third and short.
The 5.5 hole.
There you go, right?
I actually picked that up from the,
Who'd you steal that from?
you know, Glenn Kuiper.
You're
My
stealing a
buddy.
lot of his stuff, man.
Hey.
If he tunes into SCSN, he's going to be like, hey.
Hey, he should take it as a compliment, though. You know, he's one of my favorite broadcasters. Just happens to
He's
be
one of the best. I mean, the best is still down in L.A.
Yeah.
I mean,
So Christina Pardowski up at the plate. Fouled back. I know you're going to say Vince Scully,
oh, you got to go with Vinny.
legendary, but the broadcaster of the year in California was Ken Korak, the radio broadcaster for the
He's
Oakland A's.
outstanding. I actually got a chance to meet with him when I went to one of the A's Rangers
really?
games. We were able to go on the field and interview A.J. Griffin, and he was chatting with us. Very cool dude.
Oh, good curveball catches the inside corner. The count goes to 0-2. So a big at-bat for the Bear Cubs here as Chris Pardowski, the right fielder, she grounded out to the second baseman in her first at-bat. And that ball is outside. Count goes to 1-2.
And seventh batter up here for the Bear Cubs in the inning.
It's nice to see some life from this Bear Cub team. They're not rolling over. They're a scrappy bunch. And this one's fouled up. Playable. And Carly Evans couldn't find it in time, so the count will stay 1-2. You know, Kaylin Pacquiao, with a 1.17 ERA, is 5th in California for ERA leaders. And then Shannon Messes for Solano is in third with a 1.10. And ooh, that hit her. So load the bases, and Santa Rosa Bear Clubs catch a break there.
They are one swing away from getting right back in the thick of things.
Not batting. Shortstop, Sammy Barty.
And I'll bring up Sammy Barty. She has 2 home runs on the year with a 361 batting average and a 424 on base percentage.
And Pacquiao got the best of her in the first at-bat.
Yeah.
Struck her out.
Pacquiao, a little rattle here in the second inning. She cruised through the first. Now she has some runners on. And this is a big situation. So Santa Rosa can really gain a lot of momentum if they put a couple more runs on the board. Stay out of that 8-run mercy rule when it gets later in the game. And that ball's tipped off the glove, and it'll be ball 1.
And that's the one thing with the shortened backstop here. A lot harder to score from third on a pass ball or wild pitch.
I think if Megan Stroud actually got a good jump, she could have made it home, but she didn't read the ball that well. So she, if you hesitate, stay.
Yeah,
that's the rule of
exactly.
thumb.
And as you said, you do not want to run into out, especially the third out here.
Oh, this one's chopped right out front of home plate. They can't scoop it up, and a run will score.
And just
So Pacquiao had a hard time picking that up as it just kept spinning and spinning and spinning.
That's a very tough play to come up, and Barehand, as you said, a lot of spin on that ball, and Pacquiao really could not come up, make the play, and she had, 3 or 4 attempts at that one, just kept running away. That ball had eyes.
And
What are you writing that down as? That's not an error, is it?
I'm not sure. I would have to give her a single.
Yeah,
It's a
let's do it.
swinging bunt.
Yeah.
It's a swinging bunt because she never did. It never hit off her glove. She didn't make the error. She just couldn't get to it, and that's a good bunt. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. They're calling it back, and it's a foul ball.
So maybe it bounced off her, I'm guessing, when she was in the box still, and that could be the reason why it had a ton of spin on it too. But we have a very good seat in the house.
Yeah.
And that looked like
Looked like a fair ball to me.
That's
It chopped and spun out. We'll see. So count 1-1. And that next pitch is in there for a strike, so the count goes to 1-2 as Sierra catches a break on an interesting call by the umpire crew. We'll have to ask after the game.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's ripped into left field. It could go. Home run for Sammy Barte.
Hey, she's like, hey, Lisa Talamantes, thank you. Let me hit a grand slam here to make it a 10-6 ball game.
And that is a grand salami for Sammy Barte. And the Bearcats are back in this one.
And that hit square right on the scoreboard. Man, she got a hold of that one. Another, once it left the bat, you knew it was gone. So she'll gladly get rid of the RBI infield single and take the grand slam and 4 ribbies.
Wow. I think it might have put out a light there. Look at the number 2. There's a light out of there.
She got the Mike Stanton on. Wow.
I can't believe I missed the call on the grand slam. I was just so excited to see her hit one.
I think we were still kind of getting back in the mix. Like, wait, that was a foul ball.
Yeah.
And then bam.
So now it brings up Chantel Cessna, the only batter that hasn't hit this inning, so her first at bat here. So Sierra's wishing they would have called that.
Exactly.
And Chantel Cessna, a 3-hitter, 361, 7 home runs, 29 RBIs. She struck out in the first inning. And we had ourselves a ball game, Zach.
Right back in it, 10-6.
That ball, woohoo, right in front of me. That ball is low.
Didn't flinch an inch.
Nah. You know, I was a former ball player, Zach.
Play a little bit of pitching, right?
Yeah, a little pitcher, was utility player, infield, outfield, wherever they needed me. As long as I was in the lineup, I just
You
wanted
were
to play.
Mr. Do Everything, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, and that ball is in there for a strike called, so the count goes to 1-1. She has a good, tight spin on that inside pitch. It looks like it's going to break down and just holds true. An amazing pitch by Kaylin Pacquiao. There we go. And this one's poked up the middle, and Chantel Cessna continues this rally. It bounces off Ashley Stidman. So 2-out rally for the Bear Cubs. It's working for them.
And partner, I think I got the same problem as you. I'm so used to saying like Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
So it always comes off like that. I think I've said Kaylin Pacquiao's name about 10 different times, 10 different ways.
And Pacquiao's day is done, and they're bringing in a number 20, Maddie Phelps, who has the lowest ERA in the state
Not bad.
at .67.
Wow. 14th game this year. 11 of those 14 appearances were starts. Of course, you got the best ERA. You're going to have a 0 spot in the loss column. 9-0 on the year in 63 innings. 27 Ks, 8 walks. And really the momentum now is on the side of Santa Rosa just like that. I mean, usually you can put a 10-run spot in. Momentum's going to be on your side pretty much the whole game. And Santa Rosa comes back in the next half inning and takes Annie Mo right back. We're going to go Annie Mo instead of Uncle Mo here in softball.
You know, it's going to bring up Megan Winters. Megan led off this inning with a ground out to the second baseman. And then after that, the Bear Cubs really exploded here, putting 6 runs on the board and a huge grand slam from Sammy Barte.
So we've been through 3 half innings, and we've already seen 3 home runs.
Like you say, anything can happen, Zach.
Just like that.
First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Had a good movement heading towards the outside. And Megan Winters a 410, 9 doubles, 3 home runs, and 11 stolen bases on the year.
And I can tell you that Darcy Brownell probably was wishing she could use Phelps just for tomorrow.
Oh, and there's a little squeaker there. It's going to be a foot race to the bag, and she's in there safe.
Bang, bang play right there. I mean, that was close. And the second baseman, Mata, a little late getting over.
Gabby Gonzalez had to come in. Like you said, Mata was a little late and just became a foot race, and Megan Winters won the foot race.
And that was, I mean, that was as close as it gets. Good call, Jared Richard there, the first base umpire.
And Courtney Morton led off this inning, started the rally really with a double. So she's 1 for 1 today. And that ball is low for ball 1.
So far, there have been 8 outs recorded and 16 runs scored.
Oh, and this one's just blooped. It could be a play at second, and Chelsea Rivera steps on the bag. 6 runs come across, 10-6 Sierra, heading to the bottom of the second. So bottom of the second, and what a high-scoring game so far. 17 minutes for the top of the second and 27 minutes for the bottom of the first, and 10-6 for Sierra. This has just been a slugfest, Zach. So Caitlin Garcia had herself a single in her first at-bat. She lays off that one. The count goes to 1-0.
And, of course, nobody could hear what I said because I didn't unmute my mic. So what I said was, "Is momentum back on Santa Rosa?" And I said it probably longer than it should have been intended for.
That pitch is low. Count goes to 2-0. So Haley Chase on the rubber now.
And she came in and did a decent job finally getting out of the inning. Garcia already 1 for 1 with a single.
And that ball is low. Count goes 3-0.
And Gabby Gonzalez on deck hit that big-time 3-run bomb.
And that pitch is in there for a strike, and she was holding the whole way. Count goes to 3-1.
A very important inning for Santa Rosa to keep momentum on their side. I mean, a 1-2-3 inning, especially putting a goose egg on the board here would be huge for the Bear Cubs.
And that ball is high for ball 4, so Sierra has himself a leadoff walk.
And a leadoff walk was the last thing you wanted to do if you're Haley Chase.
You can't give the Sierra team free bases. I mean, it just comes down to the way they're swinging the bats today. You got to keep them off the base pass, especially with Gabby Gonzalez at the plate, who had the big 3-run home run in the bottom of the first. And she's awarded a free base.
So I guess the umpire is saying you can't transition the ball back and forth from your glove to your hand.
So
it's
a block?
Yeah.
Because she was on the rubber, I guess. She was in set position. I'm unsure there.
And goes down as a ball also.
And that ball's in there for a strike. And the count goes to 1-1. Like we were saying, you can't give away free bases. This could come back to hurt the Bear Cubs.
And basically cannon out 2 free bases, a walk and then a balk. Haley Gonzalez is feeling good with 1 bomb already.
Oh, that ball's in the dirt, but what a great snag by Megan Stroud to keep Caitlin Garcia over on second base. That squeaks away. She can find herself on third. And that ball is low, so the count goes to 3-1. And Haley Chase, she did a good job by minimizing the damage in the bottom of the first.
I know it's weird saying that with the 10 spot, right? And Gonzalez hit her 8th homer in the first. Up for the second time already here in the bottom half of the second.
Oh, and this one's poked to the shortstop. She picks it up, fires over to first for out number 1. So good job by Sammy Barty, who had that big grand slam. Gets the first out of the inning. And Caitlin Garcia moves over to third.
Yeah, good job, Gabby Gonzalez at least gets that runner 60 feet closer, now 60 feet away with 1 down. So here, if you're Alexis Johnson, you're just thinking right side, sky it in the air.
Just get 1 on the board, keep the run production coming. You got to score every inning. That ball is high. Count goes to 1-0. 3 straight batters, first pitch, a ball. You can't do that.
It's important as a pitcher. You need to stay ahead of the batter.
Not only for that, those close pitches, if you can show that you consistently hit the strike zone, you're going to get the close calls. But if you show you're a little iffy, you're not going to get those close calls. And that pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes to 1-1.
And Alexis Johnson singled after the 3-run bomb from Gabby Gonzalez. Also came around to score a run on Alex Trinico's RBI single.
Good pitch. Count goes to 1-2.
Back-to-back pitches, just locating the inner half of the inside corner. And big-time strikeout situation right here for Haley Chase.
Oh, this one's ripped, but it's going to be foul. Alexis Johnson way out in front of that one, looking for the fence there.
And Sierra, they've had some very good swings so far in this one. And this is really the last thing you wanted if you're Sierra or Santa Rosa. You really wanted to save your pitchers because Super Regionals, man, it's a long weekend.
It's brutal. 7 games total, possibly 8 for the entire weekend. You stay in the winner's bracket, you can pretty much coast. And this one's popped up over to third base dugout. So it's double elimination. You win the first game. Whoever wins this game will move on to play Solano with a 12 o'clock game tomorrow. Winner of that game moves on to the championship game. Only has to win one.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, if you can get through today and tomorrow 2-0, it's hard to not win the Super Regional. And, of course, the winner of this one, along with the Pool A field, of course, San Mateo leading the way there, the number 1 overall seed.
Oh, and this one's ripped to left center field. Doesn't have enough, and that baby is gone. A 2-run home run for Alexis Johnson, and they now lead 12-6.
3 home runs already for Sierra, and we're not even through the second inning. A lot of pop in this lineup.
From both squads, Zach.
Yeah. So just like that, 2 runs on the board.
And here's gonna be another pitching change. Looks like it's number 9, Megan Winters.
So she was over at second base. Now coming in to deal. And on the year, 8-6, 2.35 earned run average for Winters, making her 18th or 30th appearance. 17 of those 30 appearances were starts. Over 113 innings, 95 strikeouts, and 50 walks for the sophomore Megan Winters, the righty.
So Mariah Gabrielle is going to come in and do the defensive, play second base for this Bear Code team.
So a little bit of a windy afternoon here. Not as bad as last week, thank God.
Now batting, pitcher, Maddie Phelps.
And Maddie Phelps stepping into the box. Of course, she replaced Kaylin Pacquiao.
Pacquiao. First pitch is outside for ball 1. And so Megan Winters on the mound.
And
Looks like she got a little zip.
Maddie Phelps batting 500 on the year.
Wow.
1 for 2.
And she pokes this one right up the middle for a single. So Maddie Phelps finds herself a nice little single to start another rally for this Sierra Ball Club.
So I didn't think a 500 average could jump by much, but all the way up to 666 now.
Alex Tinoco, the DP, coming up to the plate. She had a single in her last at bat.
Alex Tinoco.
At this point, throw your defense away. Let's just see who can hit the most dingers, right?
This is straight batting practice here in Game 2 of the Super Regionals.
Ooh, high and tight, ball 1.
RBI single back in the first. .27 ribbies on the year.
Ooh, almost hit her. Count goes 2-0.
So big home run for Alexis Johnson, able to get momentum back on the side of Sierra.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Strike one. 2-1, right? That's what I thought. The scoreboard has me messed up over here.
I told you, don't trust it.
I was right. 2-1. Now on this one's floated over the head of Gabriel. She can't get to it, and overthrown. Maddie Phelps thinking about going to third, not going anywhere, so runners on second and third. Alex Tinoco has herself the second single of the ball game.
Good job, Rebecca Steiner out in left field, able to back up the play and not allow the runners to advance an extra 60 feet.
Ashley Stidman.
So it's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Ashley Stidman, who is 1 for 1 today with a double and a walk with 2 runs scored.
Every batter in this here lineup has at least 1 hit so far. And we're only in the second inning.
And that pitch just a hair outside. Count goes 1-0.
And 2 very good at-bats so far for Stidman. As you mentioned, a double and then a walk in her last AB, both coming in the first.
Oh, now it's a little changeup. Got her out in front. And Barte is under it for out number 2.
Now batting, right fielder, Casey Trezona.
So Casey Trezona up at the plate, doubled in her first at-bat, then flew out to the left fielder. All in the bottom of the first inning, of course.
2 RBIs, 1 coming on the double, and then had the RBI sacrifice fly.
And that pitch is outside for ball 1.
So right now, Sierra doubling it up. Santa Rosa, 12-6.
Ooh, what a nasty pitch from Megan Winters. Just froze Trezona at the plate. She gave up on it. She thought I was going to hit her.
And there's nothing you can do right there in the box.
That ball is outside. Count goes 2-1. So 2-1 the count, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Oh, and that hit her right off the shin, and you know that one stings.
And guess who's coming up with the bases loaded?
Let me guess. Tayana Mata.
Ding, ding, ding.
Tayana Mata.
And I think that last ball she hit is finally landed.
You think? I'm pretty sure it's all the way in
It's
New
all the
York
way.
by now.
I was going to say it's going past Vacaville. It's already on the East Coast, 3 hours ahead.
I think Ichiro Suzuki is probably tracking it down right now.
We'll go with Mike Trout.
Mike Trout, okay. Oh, and this one's floated, lifted into right field. The wind has it, and you can put it on the board. Yes! 2 home runs on the day for Mata. This one's a 3-run dinger, and they're opening up the scoreboard yet again.
So the next one she hits going to center, right? She's got one over left. She went oppo there and went to right field. And there's nothing you can do against Mata. You want to pitch me outside? All right, I'm going to poke it over the 200-foot fence.
That home run call, known famously by the Chicago White Sox broadcaster, the Hawk Harrelson.
I couldn't remember his name, and I knew you were going to fill me in, so.
So Carly Evans at the plate, 2 outs. Base is empty. Sierra up now 16-6.
So 2 homers, grand slam, 3-run homer, 7 RBIs. She's like, oh, you struck me out in the first. That's cute.
You just got to pitch around that girl. Yeah, that pitch is outside for ball 1. And that was a grand slam, wasn't it, Zach? I keep missing my grand slam calls over here.
You'll probably get another one, so.
Just a bit outside. Count goes 2-0.
And that ball, once it got caught up in that wind, man, it just took it out.
Any other day, you know, it's just a windy day. The wind is blowing out to right center field. That thing just kept carrying. Hard play for Chris Pardowski. And just a bit outside. 3-0 the count. And Megan Winters a little rattled now after that big grand slam from Tayana Mata. I guess you can't walk her if you can't have nowhere place to put her, right?
I mean, she's not Barry Bonds, I guess, right?
Yeah. So that's a 4-pitch walk to Carly Evans. in my scorebook.
This is the second straight inning they've batted through the lineup. And Garcia started the inning off with the walk, came around to score. I mean, we got a football score going on here, 16-6, second quarter.
That pitch is just outside, so the count goes 1-0.
I mean, Sierra's putting more runs on the board than the Raiders will probably score points. That's for you, Money Mike.
That's what you get for passing up on Johnny Football, right? That ball is low.
Hey, Khalil Mack,
Yeah.
great pick.
You know, that's 6 straight balls from Megan Winter. She's just having a hard time finding the strike zone now.
It's usually hard to find the strike zone after you give up a grand slam.
And that's in there for a strike, so the count goes 2-1. So the broadcaster's jinx worked. The reversal trying to help her out there.
Still nothing as good as a ZPC, though.
I can't top the ZPC.
Nobody can.
And this one's chopped right to Winter. She fields it, throws it under first, and that will end the inning. 5 runs come in to score, and we're heading to the top of the third.
Hi, I'm Donna Meyer. I'm the Classified Employee of the Year, and I want to thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Solano Community College transformed my life.
And gave me the opportunities I needed to succeed.
I received the same university caliber education.
Without the pressures of debt holding me back. Affordable and flexible, I fulfilled my undergraduate classes.
Getting to the information I truly have a passion for.
The decision to attend SCC empowered my future.
And made my dream of attending Yale University a reality. Solano Community College, the educated choice.
Man, 15-6, partner. You were right.
I thought I was right.
You were right. The scoreboard originally said 16, but back down to 15.
I think it is 16-6.
And no, the bases were loaded, right?
Yeah, the bases were loaded. It was a grand slam.
Yeah, the bases. It was a grand slam. It was a grand slam. So I think it is 16-6. But anyways, here we're in the top of the third, and man,
yeah, because
the runs are just coming around.
2-run homer, and then the grand slam, so 6 runs were put on the board.
So it is 16-6. The bases were loaded on that grand slam.
So we're trying to clear up the score here.
16-6 is the correct score.
As we're all confused here, even the official score is behind us. And
usually in a 16-6 game, confusion happens a lot of runs scored.
So now Allie Cordes coming out to the plate. She singled in her first at-bat. As we're now in the top of the third inning.
Wow.
And we're about an hour into this ball game and haven't even reached the fourth inning. This is unbelievable.
So a 27-minute bottom of the first, followed by a 17-minute top of the second, followed by a near 17-minute bottom half of the second.
And that pitch is just a bit low for ball 1. You know, that 6-run inning from Sierra just canceled out the 6-run inning from Santa Rosa Bearcats. Man, with all these runs and hits being scored, they got me thrown off over here.
And Maddie Phelps out there, came in the last inning, still out there, and they're hoping she can get through the rest of this game. Don't have to use any other pitchers.
This one's shot right up the middle. So Allie Cordes has herself a 2-hit ball game.
As Ray Lewis says, 2 for 2. 2 for me, 2 hits for Allie Cordes.
Say Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
Okay.
After he won his second Super Bowl against your Niners, famous for saying, "That's 2 for me." And the reason I hear this all the time is driving up to work, hear my boy Jim Rome all the time playing that.
So Megan Stroud singled back in the second inning. As we're now in the third.
If you don't get a hit in this game, you should have to retire. Everybody in Sierra's lineup already has 1 hit.
And there's only one person. She's due up next. Taylor Spalding hasn't had her second at-bat yet. Oh, good pitch. Just a bit high. Count goes 1-1.
And the leadoff hitter, Chris Pardosky, doesn't have a hit, but she did reach safely, hit by a pitch in the second. We've seen, 4 homers already?
And this one's popped straight up in the air, and Caitlin Garcia's calling it. She squeezes it for out number 1.
And, of course, no easy plays defensively today. The wind swirling here in Cordelia.
Batting the DB, Taylor Spalding.
So Taylor Spalding, 0 for 1 on the day. She flew out to the third baseman in her last at-bat.
.216 average this year, 4 doubles, 8 ribbies.
And that's a bit low for ball 1. She's the only player for both rosters that have not reached base yet.
So she's due, right?
She's due. And so Lisa Allred Talamantes, the home plate umpire, calls time just to clean off the plate to make sure she can really see it. And that pitch is in there for a strike 1 call. Count goes 1-1.
And, of course, you're Maddie Phelps right here. You just want to throw strikes, don't want to allow any free bases. So look.
Oh, this one's ripped into center field. Doesn't have enough. And it hits the top of the fence. And they're holding her up at third. So a good
She was
double. She was due. So a double for Taylor Spalding and runners at second and third. One out here in the top of the third.
I love it, though. Our center fielder, camera dude, stayed put. He's like, I am not leaving. I can't.
That just barely missed being a home run. I'm pretty sure to hit right at the 220 sign. I think the wind kind of knocked it down.
Yeah,
Didn't help her out there. A little more right, it could have been gone.
Yeah, the wind definitely held that one in the park.
Rebecca Steiner at the plate. First pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes to 0-1.
She had an RBI single in her first at bat. Back in the top of the second, where Santa Rosa put a 6 spot on the board, hoping to get some more runs here in the top of the third.
She just chops this one to the second baseman. She picks it up, throws it over to first, but a run will come in to score. So now it's 16-7.
Nice job, Mata there, able to field it on a tricky hop. Easy play to first.
Right fielder, Chris
So back to the top of the order.
Chris Pardosky up at the plate. She's 0 for 1 today, but she reached base. She was hit by a pitch in her last at-bat, so she doesn't have a hit yet either, Zach.
So 2 RBIs for the number 9 hitter, Steiner, on the RBI ground out there.
And Steiner, you know, she got a productive out there, and she did get to run home. And Pardosky swings over the top of that pitch, so the count goes 0-1.
And Pardosky had a really good year this year, batting .391 with 25 RBIs, 3 homers. .439 on base percentage.
That pitch is high. Count goes to 1-1. And here comes that big gust of wind. Maybe it could help. Oh, and that's in there for a strike. That was dirty. He started high and broke down late.
There's nothing you can do right there if you're Chris Pardosky. I mean, there is nothing you can do but sit and watch, hope it's a ball.
You're either going to pop that one or ground it out. And that ball is outside for ball 2, so the count goes 2-2.
And right now, anything you hit to right field, it's got a chance to be gone. I mean, the wind blowing out that way.
And you can see Casey Trezona standing almost on the warning track out in right field. That pitch is inside, so Pardosky works the count full.
Good job battling back. She was down in the count 1 and 2, and now the count's full.
So full count, 2 outs, runner on third. And here comes a payoff pitch. And she pokes this one foul down the right field line. Does she have a play on it? No. Trezona just couldn't get to it as the wind was just knocking it down. Good shot there by cameraman Greg Poff. The big kahuna down on the right field line.
Come on, man. Step your game up. It ain't 20 degrees out here. He's got the sweater, the hoodie on.
Well, you know, he does hail from Southern California, just like yourself. You guys aren't used to our NorCal weather.
See, oh, man. I see, I've been opposite, but SoCal, obviously, come on, better part of Cali.
So here we go, payoff pitch again. Fouls it off again, so good at bat for Pardosky.
Doing exactly what your leadoff hitter should do. See a ton of pitches. Just keep battling.
I think he's having fun down there on the right field line. He gets a kick out of running the camera.
Oh, that's an understatement, bro.
She pokes this one right up the middle. What a great at-bat from Chris Pardosky with the RBI single to cut this lead to 8.
So now everybody in this game has at least one hit.
Yeah.
And we're not even through 2.5.
And it's going to bring up Sammy Barte, who had the big grand slam in the top of the second inning, trying to keep going with that success here at the plate as she's facing Maddie Phelps. First pitch in there, first strike called. Count goes 1-0-1.
Now with 3 homers on the season, 33 RBIs, and she gladly traded in the RBI infield single for the grand salami.
And just a bit outside, count goes 1-1.
Had a very good year, batting nearly 400. Only struck out 9 times and 120 at-bats.
Oh, she just grounds this one to Chelsea Rivera. She throws it over to first, and she's out. What a good stretch by Gabby Gonzalez. That will end the inning. Bearcats get 2, heading to the bottom of the third.
Bottom of the third for Sierra. It's hard to keep track of the box score, buddy.
Yeah, my scorebook here just has a bunch of crosses everywhere, a lot of home runs, a lot of runs scored, and looks like I'm just doodling over here at this point.
Gonzalez, Alexis Johnson, and Phelps due up here, bottom third.
And, Gabby Gonzalez had the big home run in the bottom of the first inning.
Then Alexis Johnson's like, hey, I seen your shot. I hit one in the second. On deck.
And that ball is low for ball 1.
So what, there's been 4 homers, 3 hit by Sierra.
2 grand slams in this game. And how often do you, oh, that was filthy, but couldn't get into the strike zone. Count goes 2-0. How often do you see 2 grand slams in the game, and I missed both of them?
And I think I'm wrong. I think there's 5 bombs. I think Sierra has 4.
We had
2 by Mata, 1 by...
The count goes at 3-0.
1 by Gonzalez, and I believe Johnson also smacked a 2-run dinger in the last inning too.
Yeah.
So 5 homers, 4 by Sierra, 2 grand slams.
Starting to look like a home run derby out here, Zach.
Straight BP.
And that pitch is outside, so a 4-pitch leadoff walk for Gabby Gonzalez. It'll bring up the hot Alexis Johnson. She is 2 for 2 today with an RBI, or the single in the first inning that really kept the rally going, and a home run in the second inning. Now she gets the chance here in the third to maybe hit a double or a triple, try to go for that cycle.
That's what I was thinking. She got the cycle on mind.
And that's outside for ball 1.
Who was the last Major League Baseball player to hit the cycle? I'm not 100% sure, but I think I know. And I think he hit the last 2. He did it like the same week.
It's not Mike Trout. He plays for a National League team, if I'm correct.
NL West.
And that's outside for ball 2. So 6 straight balls for Megan Winters. Just trying to find a strike zone here.
And she went through that phase in the previous inning too, and it affected her a little bit as Sierra put a 6 spot on the boards. They have a 10 spot and a 6 spot.
And that pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes 2-1. Now you got me puzzled over here. He's in the NL West. He doesn't play for your Dodgers.
Nope. Doesn't play for the Giants.
Padres?
Nope. Plays for Arizona.
Goldschmidt?
Second baseman. Aaron Hill.
Yeah, you are right. And that pitch is outside. Count goes 3-1. What a good year for baseball so far.
Oh, it's been great. That and the NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great month of May and also April too, following the great March Madness this year.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Count goes full to Alexis Johnson. She was trying to take another one out right there, Zach.
She had that 3-1 green light, and you could tell she was swinging at anything right there. She was hoping for a fastball, a great 3-1 pitch. Just couldn't get a piece of it.
Just a bit inside for the walk. So back-to-back walks. Runners on first and second, and brings up Maddie Phelps.
Of course, no relation to Michael.
I don't know. She does have the height.
She does.
She could be related. Does she eat Subway? That's the deciding factor.
Or does she do the other fun activity Mr. Phelps does?
Swim? And And that pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes 0-1.
And you're talking about this earlier. It's important to get ahead of batters. And so far in this inning, she's fell behind the first two, both aboard via walk.
Yeah, you know, I was listening to an interview not too long ago with a former Oakland A's pitcher, Dallas Braden. He had a perfect
209.
game. Yeah, you know, he had a perfect game on Mother's Day a couple years ago. And he said, they asked him, what's the most important pitch that you need to learn? He goes, how to throw the first pitch strike. Because if you learn how to throw a first pitch strike, that sets up all your other pitches, and you have control of the hitter. They don't know what's coming.
A guy I thought that was the best at that, didn't have the best stuff, was Greg Maddox.
Yes.
He didn't walk guys. He didn't have the best stuff, but he always was in a pitcher's count, and
he
played
made
dividends.
He made his defense work on top of that. He trusted his defense to really get him out of jams, and he didn't overpitch. Maddie trying to lay down the bunt, is fouled back. Count goes to 0-2.
Yeah, there's never a worse situation being a batter and you're down 0-2. But you're up 2-0. It's like, okay, I can look for this, and if it's a pitch I like, I'm swinging. If not, I'll take it.
Exactly.
It's got a chance to be a ball.
You know, for me, it would be that fastball in the inside corner. I'm looking for that to tee off and take down the left field line. But if I'm in a 0-2 hole, I'm swinging anything close, just trying to stay alive.
You gotta just shorten your swing out and just make contact, like you said, partner, to stay alive. And that's what Phelps has to do right here.
And she does. She pokes a single into right field. They're waving her around to score. The relay goes under the relay, and an RBI single for Maddie Phelps, helping out her cause.
Now 2 for 2. So far the number 8 spot in the lineup, 3 for 3.
Alex Tinoco.
It brings up Alex Tinoco, who is 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles.
If you look at the 7 through 9 hitters, you've got a combined 7 for 7.
Yeah.
If you're doing that with the bottom of your lineup, good luck for any opposing team.
And this one's poked, and it just goes under the glove of Sammy Barty, and it squeaks into center field. Going to third is Maddie, no throw there. Run comes in to score, so an RBI single for Alex Tinoco. 3 for 3 on the game.
I don't even know how you would dish out a player. I mean, obviously you got to go with Mata, 2 bombs, but
it brings up Ashley Stidman.
so 2 walks and back-to-back singles here in the bottom of the third.
And here comes the coach, taking a slow walk out to the mound, just coming out to probably calm down his team.
And after I said I had 2 sneezes, I already put 3 more on the board.
Told you, ZPC.
Jeez.
So while we got some break in the action, let's do a little station identification. You're tuned in to the Solano College Sports Network for the NorCal Super Regionals with a slugfest between the Santa Rosa Bear Clubs and Sierra College. Sierra being a 3 seed, Santa Rosa being the 6 seed. And why don't you try to recap this game a little bit for us, Zach?
Hitting, and more hitting. That's been the story of the game so far. I mean, 18 runs on the board for Sierra. I believe they have 15 hits. I don't know, I lost track. Had 9 hits in the first and 4 more in the second, and another 2 here in the bottom of the third. And now it's back to the top of the order. 6 through 9 hitters in this inning, 2 walks, 2 singles. Now Stidman, 1 for 2. He's been aboard safely twice, a walk and a double in the first.
Oh, she checks her swing. She did not go asking for help. And no, she did not, as the third base umpire, Alex Alexander, makes the call there.
And we got a pinch hitter here, Brianna Bernardini in the box.
And that pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Thank you to Coach Bobby Campo back up in the booth, catching our mistake there.
And so I'm going to have to call him out here. Brianna Bernardina is on Santa Rosa. So we were right.
Oh, we were right. Okay.
Throwing me off there, Bobby.
So as we're thanking him, he was making the mistake. Runner goes. And it's going to be uncontested and a stolen bat.
That's exactly what he did. He's like, all right, it's a 10-run game. I got to have some fun here. I'm going to mess with my boys Stosh and Zach. I'm going to see if I can trick them. And he did. He got us. He reeled us in, and we went after it.
Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Nice 3-1 pitch, kind of tailing inside.
I was wondering, you know, when he said Bernardini's name, I actually kind of looked up and went, huh, I'm not Bernardini.
And then I was looking on the Sierra roster. I was like, wait, I don't see. Well, obviously, because it's on the other one.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout for the Bear Cubs as there's runners on second and third. And that is the first out of the inning. And Casey Trezona now at the plate.
That's how it's written.
And she is 1 for 2
He
today.
just mixed the Z up with the N.
With an RBI double in the first and flew out to the left fielder in the second at bat. She chops this one to the third baseman, checks the runner, throws it down to first for out number 2. So good play by Allie Cordes by catching it on the bounce and firing over to Courtney Morton.
Yeah, also a great job. Look back, the runner at third.
And it brings up Tayana Mata, who has 2 home runs on the day, one of them a grand slam.
All I got to say is watch out, DJ.
And you know what I'm saying? First base is open. Walker, you got 2 outs. Why would you want to face a girl who's already hit 2 home runs today? And
You want to know who
outside for ball
that
one.
reminds me of, setting the bat on the shoulders? Evan Longoria is the guy that does that. I know it's not the guy you're thinking of, but he's a guy that does lay his bat on the shoulders and then gets ready to go. Will Myers copied him, does the same thing.
I'm trying to, no, that's really bugged me. I can't think of it. Oh, this was floated. She rips this one into right center field. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score, so stay hot. Tayana Mata with a 2 RBI single.
Oh, that's it, a single? Big time. I mean, she had 9 RBIs now. 9 RBIs.
Outscoring the Bear Cubs single-handedly.
Carly Evans.
Now it brings up the catcher, Carly Evans.
And the thing that's been most impressive from Mata is she doesn't try and do too much. She goes with the pitch. Okay, you're going to pitch me low, kind of outer part of the plate. All right, I'm just going to hit it kind of right center.
Yeah, that ball is outside. Count goes 1-0.
You're going to pitch me in? Okay, I'm going to hit it over the scoreboard. You're going to leave one on the outside of the park? Okay, I'll smoke it over the right field side. I mean, just a great approach for Mata.
I haven't seen a flaw. I mean, she struck out in the first inning. Besides that, there's no flaws in her swing. That pitch just a hair outside. Count goes 2-0.
So 3 for 4, a grand slam, a 3-run homer, and a 2-run single. A 20 spot already, and we're in the bottom of the third.
That pitch is outside. Count goes 3-0. So once again, Megan Winters going through one of her little stretches here and just can't find the strike zone.
And if you're Solano here, you're like, okay, let's just go ahead and use
Solano.
all your runs here
Oh,
today,
yep,
getting ready for tomorrow. Use all 20, however many you're going to score. Use them all up today.
And that pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes 3-1. You know, the Santa Rosa Bear Club team, very good. You know, their pitching's not half bad, but I have to say that Solano has a very dominant pitching staff as they pruned. And now they're on a 33-game winning streak. And that's outside, ball 4. And Carly Evans has her second walk of the day.
And Sierra, too, they bring in a very respectable 12-game winning streak. But, I mean, you compare that to Solano's. I mean, it's just crazy that a team has won that many games in a row. And it's harder for Sierra to have that long winning streak. I mean, they play in the Big 8, the SEC of pretty much Northern California Community College athletics.
And that ball is dirty. Count goes 1-0. So runners on first and second. 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning for Caitlin Garcia. Looking to add on some more runs for the Sierra ball team.
Every inning so far, Sierra sent up at least 9 batters.
And that pitch is high. Count goes 2-0.
And once again, falling behind hitters.
Well, you know, even if you come out there and start throwing strikes, they're just going to keep hitting. That's what they proved. First inning, they didn't have a walk. And this one's poked foul down left field line. Count goes 2-1. Oh, sorry, they had 1 walk in the first inning.
It's hard. It's hard to look at the box score. I mean, there is a lot of ink and a lot of lead is in your case.
Yeah. I just never understood how you could keep score using a pen.
The way I mess up, I shouldn't, but I get by.
And this one's poked right into the glove of Allie Cordes. She throws it over to first. And that will end the inning. 4 runs come to score. Sierra up big, 20-8, heading to the top of the 4th.
And we are back here, top of the 4th. 20-8, Sierra College up front.
And this has just been a slugfest, Zach. Both ends, and Sierra just keeps tacking our runs, having the big rally. So Chantel Cessna leading off the inning for the Bear Clubs, looking to get things going again.
She's 1 for 2. Had a single in the second, struck out in the first. And it's weird to think this game started off with a 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta love
pitcher's
softball,
duel.
right? That's what it looked like right off the bat. And total 180.
That pitch just a hair outside. Count goes 2-0.
And also, too, just saw on my phone Derek Carr staying up in Northern California, the former Fresno guy, drafted by the Oakland Raiders. Poor guy. Count 2-1 now. And a big shout out to my cousin, Xavier Suafilo, former UCLA Bruin, taken by the Houston Texans to start off day 2 of the draft. This one smoked down the third base side and foul. Count now 2-2. And here, if you're Santa Rosa, you just got to keep battling. And I know it's going to be tough to come back from a 12-run deficit, but more importantly, you got to be ready for tomorrow, and you want to kind of have a little bit of momentum, even if you lose. So Cessna, the number 3 hitter, followed by Megan Winters and Courtney Morton. 2-2 just off the plate, count full.
It's a good AB for Chantel Cessna here, is really working the count. She really needs to start a rally again right here.
Yeah, it's always huge to get the leadoff lady on.
Oh, and good grab by Caitlin Garcia. Throws it over to first, and that is out number 1.
Showing off her cannon right there and the leather. Nice stab and a rocket down to first.
Now it's going to bring up the pitcher, Megan Winters. She's 1 for 2 on the day with a single back in the second inning. The second inning feels like weeks ago.
Months. I mean, the shortest inning was obviously that 1-2-3.
And this one's popped up. Playable. Can it come back in? And no, it cannot for strike number 1.
And then last bottom half of the third, a 14-minute inning. That's been the quickest inning outside of that 1-2-3 top half of the first. Crazy.
And this one's smoked. And what a great grab by Tayana Mata for out number 2.
Have yourself a game. I mean, it's a little cold to be having snow cones out there, but able to snow cone that one at second. And Mata, man, 3 for 4 at the dish. You know, 9 RBIs, 2 homers, and some gold glove plays there at second.
I can see why. Now she's on the all-state team.
And she probably would have been the NorCal Player of the Year
if it wasn't for Elena Benapayo for Solano.
And, of course, Darcy Brownell, the head coach, named the Big 8 Coach of the Year once again this season. And this is the 9th time she's had Sierra in the Elite 8.
And this one's smoked right into the glove of Garcia again. Fires it over to Gonzalez for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down.
Wow.
And we're heading to the bottom of the 4th. So, bottom of the 4th inning here. The quickest inning we've had since the top of the 1st for the top of the 4th. And Gabby Gonzalez leading off the inning once again here in the bottom of the 4th.
1 for 2, 3-run jack and a walk.
Sierra up big, 20-8. They can add some more on here. They come up and shut down the Bearcats. The mercy rule will be in effect.
And they had kind of a weak bottom of the 3rd, only 4 runs. The way they're going,
Oh.
a 10th spot, a 6th spot, and a 4th spot.
Great pitch from Megan Winters. A nice curveball on the inside part of the plate.
So I just saw you got a feed there. Carlos Hyde to the Niners, running back out of Ohio State, the Ohio State.
Count goes 1-1. Yeah, I don't know much about that guy, but I know
He's a stud.
Frank Gore is in his later part of his career. Still has a lot of football left in him, maybe a couple years.
Still got LaMichael James,
No,
Kendall Hunter.
Michael James he's getting shipped out.
Still is part of the roster, hasn't got traded yet.
I just don't
Marcus
think
Lattimore.
is the future.
And, of course, knee problems at South Carolina. But if that guy can stay healthy, he was probably the best running back in college
You
football
want to
when he
talk
was
about
healthy.
knee problems? Look at Frank Gore. He had knee problems in college.
Yep.
Look at AP. Had knee problems, came back, and had one of the greatest seasons any running back would have. And this one's chopped to the shortstop. She picks up, fires over to first, and she got her.
The one
Good.
up, one down, baby.
Good play by Sammy Barte. Over to Courtney Morton.
Left fielder.
And that
Johnson.
is the first time, actually the second time, I think an inning started with an out.
No, that's the first time.
Yeah, it is.
First time that the first runner's been out for this Sierra team. So that's a confidence booster if you're Santa Rosa.
You got to look for it any way you can because it's definitely hard right now. And I love the way Sierra responded. I mean, I know they had that 10 spot in the first, but Santa Rosa came back with 6 in the top of the second. But Sierra came back in the bottom half of the second.
Oh, good pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. Count goes at 1-1. She really has a good use of that little curveball, that floating curveball. You just give up on it, it just breaks late and buckles your knees. That pitch is outside. Count goes 2-1. Alexis Johnson would love to see a pitch over the heart of the plate so she can hit another one out to tie Mata with 2 home runs in the game.
I mean, she's had 3 very solid at-bats, a walk, a bomb, and a single.
Ooh, high and tight. Ball 3. Count goes 3-1.
Yeah, obviously this is the first time either one of us has seen the Sierra team, and I've been I mean, you have to be impressed they put 20 spot, but just a very impressive lineup.
Just the way they swing the bat and their plate approaches, they're very aggressive. This one's fouled off, so the count's going to go full.
And the thing I've been most impressed with, they are aggressive, but at the same time, very patient. They don't swing at many pitches out of the zone. They make you throw strikes. And it's hard to have that mix in between if you want to be aggressive, get some strikeouts maybe, but they do a very good job not really helping out the pitcher.
And this one's fouled up, and I got it. I would have had it. I would have saved you, Zach.
That would have been an E10.
You can see us back here on the booth. Check it out over there. You can see us waving. See we're back here. So full count to Alexis Johnson. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning where Sierra's up big, 20-8. Looking to add on some more insurance runs here. And that's floated high, ball 4. So that's 2 walks in a row for Alexis Johnson. And it's going to bring up Maddie Phelps.
And Johnson, I mean, she's having herself a game. Been aboard safely all 4 times with a homer and a single in there with 2 walks, as you mentioned. So Phelps, 2 for 2 also, 2 singles. RBI single back in the 3rd.
So once again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Solano College Sports Network. Your home for the Northern California Super Regionals. We'll be bringing you all the games from this weekend. And we got a high-score game here between Sierra and Santa Rosa. So, strike called on the inside corner. Maddie thought about it and pulled it back. Get a good camera shot of her in her warm-up stance there.
And, of course, the winner of this game takes on Solano tomorrow.
And she is hit by the pitch. So now it's going to be runners on 1st and 2nd with 1 out.
Now, Matthew.
So far, the 7, 8, and 9 spots in the lineup have not recorded an out.
And it brings up Tinoco. Once again, she's 3 for 3 with 3 singles, and she has a stolen base.
7 hits, 2 walks, and a hit by pitch from the 7, 8, 9 hitters. 2 RBIs for Alex.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. still hear some chants from the Santa Rosa dugout. And she fouls this one almost into her own dugout.
She's like, guys, keep it quiet here. I'm trying to focus at the plate. So I know you're feeling pretty bad right now for your boy Johnny Football, right? I mean, the worst news today, Josh Gordon, suspended for the year?
Possibly suspension. He failed a drug test.
Second time, I believe.
And that won't do him again because that's the only really all-star they have on the Browns team.
Yeah,
they
only
traded
Pro
away
Bowler.
Trenton Richardson last year to Indianapolis Colts.
And we'll see how Jordan Cameron does. He had one good year last year, but it's usually hard to back it up.
And poked foul again. You know, going to Cleveland is almost as bad as going to Oakland.
Because that's LeBron.
You know, Oakland, they're a young team. They're still trying to rebuild after the loss of Al Davis, so they're on the uprise. We'll see this year if there's going to be
The thing I like with the Raiders offseason this year, they brought in a lot of veterans. Mojo coming in, Lamar Woodley coming in from Pittsburgh, Justin Tuck.
Oh, she smokes this one down the third base line. It's going to hop off the wall. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. Stay hot, Tanoka with a 2 RBI double.
And partner, I know they've got a ton of runs, but only 1 run came in there.
Thank you.
I mean, by the way they're swinging the bats, I mean, 21 spot, they have 3 touchdowns.
I'm sorry, there's so much going on here at the scorebook, and these runs just keep coming in.
I'm about to stop. So how about the 7 through 9 hitters? No outs recorded.
Center fielder Ashley Stidman.
So once again, the broadcasters up in the booth, not us, but the guys behind us messed up on Ashley's name once again.
She's like, what do I got to do to get my name pronounced right? It's like you see the number.
Yeah, so Johnny Football, one of the best players I ever saw play college football.
He was the most exciting, hands down.
And that pitch is outside for ball 1. So Ashley Stidman having herself a pretty good game. She's only 1 for 3 with a walk, 2 runs scored. And that pitch floated for a ball. Count goes 2-0.
And even though she has 2 outs, I mean, she's done a good job of seeing a ton of pitches, doing a leadoff hitter should. You want to see a ton of pitches, rest of your lineup can kind of see what's brought to the table.
Swing and foul back. Count goes 2-1. So 21-8 in the bottom of the 4th inning of the opening round of the NorCal Super Regionals.
I know we don't get football over here at Solano anymore, so it's nice to see a football score at least.
Floated, low, count goes 3-1. It kind of looks like Sierra's pretty much going station to station at this point. They know they have a big lead. They're 3 outs away from the mercy rule. You don't want to injure your players. That is the opening game of the NorCal regional, Super Regionals. Strike 3 called. Sit him up, sit him down. And that is out number 2. That's going to bring up Casey Trezona.
I am hoping that she gets on just so I can see Mata come up to the dish again.
Yeah. Would like to see that. I want to see if she get the 3rd home run, maybe a 2nd.
I'm hoping a walk right here. Load the bases.
And that pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes 0-1.
And Trezona 1 for 3. RBI double to plate the first run of the game. And also had an RBI sac fly in the 2nd. Actually, yeah, 1 for 3.
She thought about it, floated up, stayed high. Count goes to 1-1.
And of course, big day for sports tonight. Day 2 at the draft. A little bit of Lob City later on.
And she chops this one to the shortstop. She picks it up, throws it over first, and that will end the inning. 1 run comes in the score, 2 left on. We're heading to the top of the 5th.
Hi, I'm Neil Glines, the Dean of the School of Liberal Arts, and I want to thank you for watching Solano College Sports Network.
And we are back here, top of the 5th. So basically, Sierra just needs to get 3 outs without allowing more than 3 runs, and they win game number 2 here in the Super Regionals. And we'll have a date with Solano at noon Pacific time tomorrow here at the Falcon Stadium, here at the softball field.
The softball field of Solano at Solano Community College, Fairfield, California.
Get it.
It's not like California weather. It's getting pretty cold now.
My hands are getting numb.
Hey, played too many video games. I don't think I'm getting carpet.
Yeah, sure, it's video games, partner. And, of course, you see Big Kahuna, they're all bundled up. I mean, everyone's just cold.
That pitch is outside for ball 2. Count goes
Wow,
2.
she's like, not so fast, partner. She put it up. Strike one.
Oh, she called a strike.
She has been late on a lot of strike calls here. I got tricked last week a ton.
This one's chopped to the third baseman. She catches it, throws it over to first, and misfires. So that's going to be E5, accredited to Caitlin Garcia. And you know what?
3 for 3?
That's
E5, so
E5.
2 for 3 now.
You know what? That is the first error committed this ball game. That is very surprising.
You don't see that too often in a 21-8 game. I mean, everyone's earning everything.
So Megan Stroud now coming to the plate, 1 for 2 on the day. Singled back in the first inning. The first inning.
It's hard, right?
I can't keep track.
Second inning.
Oh, she lifts this one into right field. Playable, it's going back, and Casey Trezona kind of got confused. The wind was a little tricky, but she catches it for out number 1.
You know what that reminded me of almost was, I mean, it wasn't as great as catch as the one Puig made the game you were at, but he just really was confused. They're able to go back on it and make the catch.
I was sitting 10 rows up, and I'm like, he lost it. All of a sudden, he catches it, and wow.
That's the thing when you're blessed with athletic genes, can really make up for a play.
Imagine him and Yoenis Cespedes on the same team.
Wow.
First pitch is low.
Who would you
And
take?
Stroud takes off. Cordes is in there with stone base.
Who would you take? If you could trade Cespedes for Puig, would you do it?
No. Cespedes is calm, cool, and collected.
He's
and
more consistent.
He's more consistent, and Yasiel Puig is still a young player. He hasn't developed as a professional. He still has a big ego, and he's not there. He shows up late to practice. He shows up late to games for crying out
practice.
loud. You don't need no stinking practice.
We talking about practice.
And hot shot snagged by Gabby Gonzalez.
Got it.
And double play, and that's the ball game, folks. Sierra wins big, 21-8. And they'll be squaring off against the higher seed, Solano College, in game 1 of tomorrow's winners bracket. Zach, what do you take from this game?
Very impressed with Sierra's lineup. Not just 1 through 4, 1 through 5, but all the way down 1 through 9. I mean, just look what the bottom of the order did. Not one out recorded from the 7 through 9 batters. And, of course, the story of the game was number 3 hitter, Tayana Mata, 3 for 4, grand slam, 3-run homer, and a 2-run single, 9 RBIs. She single-handedly outscored Santa Rosa.
You know, it's going to be an exciting game tomorrow. Solano Sierra. These two teams are kind of identical to each other. They both can swing the bat very well. Both can put a lot of runs on the board, and both pitching staffs are excellent. And you know that tomorrow you're probably going to see Amber Takita from Solano, and I don't know if we might see Maddie Phelps from Sierra to start the next game, or it could be Kaylin Packey.
She could come back. She only pitched 1 inning plus. So
1 2/3 innings, so she almost 2 innings complete. But low pitch counts for both squads. It's going to be a really tough matchup tomorrow, and could be high scoring, could be low scoring. That's something we're going to have to see. But you know what? We're going to have a post game interview with our player of the game. We'll be back after these messages.
Solano Community College transformed my life.
And gave me the opportunities I needed to succeed.
I received the same university caliber education.
Without the pressures of debt holding me back. Affordable and flexible, I fulfilled my undergraduate classes.
Getting to the information I truly have a passion for.
The decision to attend SCC empowered my future.
And made my dream of attending Yale University a reality. Solano Community College, the educated choice.
Hey you guys, I'm here with the MVP, Tayana Matia. Right? No. You get it wrong.
Tayana Mata.
Tayana Mata. See, I keep messing it up. My apologies.
It's okay.
She came out today with 3 for 4, 2 home runs, and 9 RBIs.
That's a lot.
She could see how many she was doing because she kept swinging them, huh? What were the keys for your success today?
The energy and my team picking me up because I struck out the first time, and then my team got me up, and I was like, okay, I got this, let's go. And then the home runs, 2 of those home runs hit out there.
It's just your guys' chance. It's like we hear you guys. It's like from the first inning, it was all you guys to the point where they try to come back. You know, they were trying to make some noise, but it was just you just took over the whole first inning.
Yeah.
It was just all you guys.
Yeah.
Like, were you guys able to read the pitcher, or have you guys played them before by any chance?
Yeah, we played them in conference, so we've seen all these pitchers, so we kind of sort of know what they got. But yeah, we read them really well when we're up to bat and stuff. So yeah.
I mean, because that was a key for like each hit. I was like, wow, that was an amazing hit. So final question: what's your guys' keys for tomorrow's game?
Hopefully, our energy, like we pick it up like we did this game because we're playing Solano, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that team, they beat us in extra innings, so hopefully it's gonna be a good game tomorrow.
It will be a good game indeed. Catch it tomorrow, Sierra and Solano. From all of us here from Fairfield Sassoon, I'm Chelsea Williams with
Tayana Mata.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Woo!